Okay, so I'm going to try this again. I was interrupted with a phone call from Shonder. He's on his way home from work. Um, Today's been a busy day. This is my jasmine. Absolutely gorgeous, yellow and white. And the yellow is still producing blossoms in the back. You can't see it as well as the white ones, but it's still going strong. For the past couple of days, I've been working on weeding and cleaning the pathways in the back. The only one I haven't done is the middle one here going up to the fountain because there's not much on it and I can blow it. And tomorrow maybe I'll get out the blower and do the patios and do that path. And then we should be good. And I also have to do watering because I'm going to the coast with Tiffany. And I'm sure Shonda won't be watering. So I have to get it done before I go because things are wilting down. And I may give it some water tonight too, just to give it a double dose. But coming over this way, we've got viburnum, we've got rhododendrons, we have Japanese anemones. And that's what these look like before they bloom. They look like little balls. And then they will bloom a very pretty pink with a yellow ring and a green center, or it could be a green ring and a yellow center. I forget which. But anyway, they're beautiful. And they're tall. Have a burning bush here. And this little guy down here is a creeping meadow lilac. And that's very pretty in full bloom right now with the bluish purple flowers. And I got out here and I weeded, I cut things back, cleared the path. There's another burning bush over here, which I will keep small and trimmed. Still have my Japonica clematis here with a couple of blossoms on it. Other than that, they've gone back to the fuzzy little ones that are seed pods. Purple shamrock. Some phlox, which is wilting down, which I find amazing because it's in the shade. The stuff in the full sun isn't wilting down. My dinner plate rose. And as you can see, even though I have done the pathways, look at these leaves coming down. It gets dry, the leaves just drop off. I did this one yesterday. But it's nice and cool in the back here. Got more roses, and I've got a hydrangea, a serviceberry tree in the back there. There's Solomon seal, some more Japanese anemones. Ponky's play area. More roses. Euthanasia. Cat at my knee. I put in some fountain grass because Shonda wanted fountain grass. But it's not doing very much. I think it needs more sun or something. But it's not going to get any more. It's going to stay there. And my hostas are doing well. Everything's looking good once the pathways get cleaned and a little extra work. I did headed all my roses this week. So they're starting to bud up again. The small ones aren't too bad at deadheading, but I've got 3 tall ones that are terrible. And that is an iberis, but it is a pink iberis. And it comes out pink, but then it turns white. And it blooms all summer long, as opposed to the one that's next to it, which is the white iberis, and that only blooms in the early spring. And there is a bronze 9-bark, and that blooms a pretty little pink flower in the spring. And back there we have some more phlox. I transplant phlox all over the place because it does so well. It's a no maintenance thing here. And my knockout rose, and hopefully these will come out okay. It is really sunny. And I pruned up Chandra's tree because it's time for it to go upwards and not outwards again. So I pruned up the lower branches. Plus it's it's staked to the bench here because with all the leaves and with such a tiny trunk, it wants to follow the sun into the west. So it is being held back from doing that. And back here I picked most of my rhubarb. Still have a few stalks left to make strawberry rhubarb pie, which I probably should do tomorrow. But Tiffany's coming and I am going to the coast, so maybe not. And this is a Japanese pyrrhus. And those are all its little seed pods, which I think are pretty. And I've got daylilies down here. See if I can pan in and get the color of those, because they're really pretty. Very pretty color. And over here next to them, we have a red and yellow hollyhock. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm amazed the dog left it standing. I mean, she really is anti some things, and yet she will leave some things alone. So I try and home in on the things that she's leaving alone and plant those to fill in the gaps of the things that she rips out. And I see a weed over there that I missed. We did those 2 days ago, and the weeds come up fast. There's another hollyhock over here. Once again, the red with the yellow. And this is a blueberry bush that Evie doesn't know about. It's on my back shed. Look at that. And I believe this one is called a Darwin. And it is the better producer of all of them, I think. Bought that at the farmer's market. And this is the section of pathway I cleaned today. I pruned back the hosta that was halfway over the pathway. And these that are shooting up to the sky and getting very large are liatris or gay feather, and they bloom kind of a spiky thing in a purple. And next to those I've got my bellflowers in purple. Very pretty purple. And those I've cut back twice now, and they rebloom. Takes them a little bit, but they do rebloom. And I may have to move this hosta. It's not liking the sun, it doesn't look like. And this is some basketed gold down here. And these are all my tall roses that I pruned this week. and they will get ready for a second bloom as well. But I am 4'11" now, and it is very hard to reach. And I've got birds in at the backyard pond. Just filled that, topped that off. And I had one frog that died, but I've still got another one in there because I saw him today. I spooked him. Hello, birds. Little nuthatch and a little chickadee. And over here we have hostas and Shasta daisies. And there's daylily lane over there next to the shed, and they've pretty much gone by. The other day I had to chop off a dead branch of my meadow lilac or California lilac. Actually 2 dead branches. And we'll see what happens. They don't appreciate it, but their life expectancy doesn't usually last past 12 years, and that one's on year number 13. Its mate died a couple years ago. And my lovely, of course I can't see what I'm videoing at all, my lovely red maple against a blue sky. Hopefully that's coming out good. And then there's a 3-toed maple next to it, which it actually has like 3 toes. It doesn't have a good maple leaf like usual. And I've got my candy cane rose that I pruned back 1 week ago, and it is blossoming up. And I bought the old filter for the fountain here, because the one that had the ultraviolet to it, it didn't do the job. So I've got an old filter that I bought, and it's got the balls, it's got the sponges, and then I put a piece of quilt batting on top, and it seems to filter out more of the algae than anything. And I have a pond lily. All right. So the pathways are looking good, all except for this main one. And as I said, I will blow that tomorrow. This is the other side of the hydrangea, which is huge. This thing produces like crazy every year. And this is called a tricolor. It comes out white, then goes to pink, and then purple, and then you've got all different colors on it. Some are pink, some are purple, some are white that are just coming out. Hence the tricolor. And I haven't dared put my my lady's sculpture back on top because Ponky chewed it and broke a corner of it. So that is remaining in my shed for a while until I think it's safe. And then over here looking into the sun, we've got more phlox, we've got the tree ivy, potentilla, Shasta daisies. Oh, and I'm in the shade. I can actually see the screen now. Little tricky taking pictures when you can't see what you're taking pictures of. I do have to get in there and prune back that Japanese Paris because that's getting a little bit too tall. I like to keep them short. And this is the yellow jasmine in the back. And then over here, as I turn to my left, this is a blue lace hydrangea. And that is very pretty as well. I let that one get a little bit bigger this year so I would have more blooms on it. And it is huge. I mean, it is probably 6 foot. What?